So my name is Shri.
Yeah, I'm Hayden.
I'm Koi.
I'm Kevin. I'm Chris.
So today our product name is Sparks. So you can see a couple of apps that we currently have in the market. So who have used these apps? Can I have a little bit count or raise of hands?
Never.
Every single one.
Okay. So that is a good, not that great count, but yeah, you can start with our apps. And which app has helped you to find your current girlfriend or boyfriend, or yet it has not helped you?
No.
So which app you have used? You raised your hand. Which app you have used? Bumble. I guess who raised the hand? You? Which app you have used?
Match.
Match. Sorry, we do not talk about there, but yeah. Okay.
How about
so who
Michael?
else? Your
No one
Michael?
has it.
Okay.
No one has found anyone.
Okay, nobody has found anyone. Okay.
Perfect. That's what we
So, yes, exactly. So my next question, an important question. So how many people struggle with kickstarting that initial conversation? Raise your hands.
Oh.
Of course. So what happens when we swipe right a person and we don't know what to say? So where there comes an app called Sparks. Let's see how and why Sparks is there. So here are a couple of pain points that we are going to discuss. So why we are going to use this? Like some people get cold feet, while get nervous when they are starting a conversation, or even though they start a conversation, it becomes very basic or very boring. It's not exciting. And some people tend to overthink, and even if it is a simple situation, they overthink and complicate. Some people run out of planning ideas, like how to plan dating ideas, what are the options we have out there, logistics. Some people have started liking a person who is not even accessible. So how to plan that logistic, how to be demographically accessible. And then since sometimes people do not kickstart conversation they think that they might think that I'm desperate for situation, even though they are not that much desperation. So these are as common pain points that we have come across. So why use our app? So the main pain points that the app provides are to how to initiate a conversation, not only conversation, how to initiate and have an exciting quality and actually leading something to quality relationship, that kind of conversation, and how to plan a quality date. Quality date in the sense exciting, engaging. It is going to be how to plan that. These are a couple of goals, needs and pains and wishes that Hayden is going to discuss in the further slide. We can move on from this slide. These are the unique features that our app Spark provide. One is the compulsory icebreakers. So the person engaged in the conversation or kickstarting a conversation, they're not going to think that much how to break the ice. So there is going to be a compulsory icebreaker, and there are going to be certain games to get to know each other to a certain level. So we'll get into deeper while demoing it. Next is assistance to initiate a quality or plan a date. Like there would be prompts how to plan a date, what to motivate to plan the date based on location or certain preferences of each other. So on that basis, they are going to curate a proper plan for them. So yeah.
So in terms of, imagine this situation, if you were to move to the next one. Imagine the situation where Harry Potter's your typical 25-year-old. He practices so much magic that he just doesn't have too much experience in the dating realm. He downloads a couple of dating apps, but as soon as he picks them up and tries them, he realizes he doesn't know what to say. He gets a match and he pulls up the match and it's just, what does he do? What does he do? How does he go from there? The whole idea is we're to provide a solution for someone who doesn't really know how to start the dating experience from that first match. Help Harry Potter find his magical girlfriend. So in terms of, imagine this situation, if you were to move to the next one. Imagine the situation where Harry Potter's your typical 25-year-old. He practices so much magic that he just doesn't have too much experience in the dating realm. So he downloads a couple of dating apps, but as soon as he picks it up and tries them, he realizes he doesn't know what to say. He gets a match, and he pulls up the match, and it's just, what does he do? What does he do? How does he go from there? The whole idea is we're to provide a solution for someone who doesn't really know how to start the dating experience in that first match. Help Harry Potter find his magical girlfriend. Oh yeah. I think we more or less want covers in this slide. It says.
Okay, let's see how Sparks is going to help Mr. Harry Potter find a match. I will request Chris and you to demo it.
Okay, there we go. Alright, yeah, so we basically came up with two different music flows. We're right now on time, and we were actually supposed to connect these two music flows, but we'll go through those separately. One thing we came up with was just an interface like this with an icebreaker, and obviously, type your own message. Some people have big lines and stuff. We were also thinking about other functions here that AI can help with, and also this app can have AI help leverage kind of both the matches, data, look at their matches, similarities, information like that to help start the conversation and keep it going. I'm going to go through one. So it's an icebreaker. Together. Send back. So that's the end of the first flow, and then we're going to go to the second flow.
So let's say that you guys like get along to each other and the conversation like flows so well. And then the AI gonna process that what's the endpoint that you guys should move forward or should stop. You guys gonna get that question pop up. Do you want to continue with this person? Let's say yes. And then, are you ready to go on a first date? These applications just convince you to meet people in real person, not just stay on the app and then keep texting and then what, where to go, and then you just okay, I give up, waste my time. So this application just okay, just go on a date, and then after if both sides click yes, ready to go on a date. So this is gonna be like both of you would be open to go on a date. It's kind of like an optional for you. You don't need to plan to use this feature to help you plan on a date. But if you have no idea, so you can use this option. Let's say you want to plan on the first date. And then these activities based on your profile, your data that already collected from like all the information that you put on your profile. Whoever initiate to plan the date can like send the proposals up to 3 activities, and then the other side can choose one. That sounds like both of you work together, like not like one only work for this relationship. So like okay, send the proposal, and then this one gonna, let's say you both of you agree on the coffee shop. Okay, let's go for the coffee shop. So you're gonna see the map, and then hello, you will see the coffee shops. This map is based on your location and the other person's location. You guys can choose any location. Is gonna be very convenient for both of you, not only one person. It's gonna be. I think it's a good idea that you have the options out there. And then the same rules, same concept that you can send the proposals up to 3 coffee shops and then let one another to select. And the proposals and then yeah. Not yet. Because we have the location and then we should plan on the time as well. But you can send the proposals with the timing and the same concept that you can shoot up to 3 and then one another can select any available time. Yeah. Or you can design your own time if you want. You have the option out there. It's not going to be not going to be have a feeling that you feel forced. Lovely. Let's say your first date has been set up, and then you have the location, you have the time set up. Yeah, you can go back to your conversation and then continue talking, chatting, or whatever you want. So yeah, that's our demo, and couple of
Oh, I mean, these are just possibilities in terms of if we were to see the next steps of this particular project. In terms of monetization, to obtain social application like this, associated services, social monetization, we're thinking some premium currency whereby each person starts out with a very small amount and they earn a very small amount of this premium currency as they engage with more connections. But you can also choose to pay for a large quantity of it once. You can spend this currency to get information like AI generated information that might help you progress the conversation. Or I haven't fully thought of the possible integration. You could use something along the lines of, aside from hints, you could see more matches in a lot of existing dating apps have various ways you can premium currency. It's some kind of additional currency.
So more engaging activities would be there, they would be earning points and they would be exhausting those points. The more the engagements, they would be earning, like exhausting. So this kind of encourages them to stay in the app and use it further. And other than that, like our future developments that we have been discussing about, it could be like there are people who are more comfortable in group settings. Like even if you are pursuing a person but you would love to go understand or pursue that person in a group setting instead of having that one-on-one conversation. So the app can organize a group activity where everyone can, where a couple of people will engage there and have group activities. And other than that, the app can also provide a feedback option, feedback section, or having a follow-up questions after the date. If after they plan a date is over, after the date, how to provide a follow-up. The app can ask them follow-up question. How did the date go? Did you not like something? But it is not going to directly spotlight the other person. It may diplomatically app can ask the other person to improve next time. Like for example, the date came late. Okay, next time the app is going to hint or tip it, like okay, next time you can go earlier. So not like very impolitely, but yeah, you can hint. So that also can we can add that one of the features. And other than that, after they get into relationship or after they get on a point where they're very serious about each other. So usually what happens, they delete the app after they get into a serious relationship. And sometimes I have seen couples, they take themselves granted. Okay, they do not continue dating each other. So the app can also further help them continue dating, encourage them to keep dating, and that will also be a way to continue using the app. And it can also have improved their relationship, and it can also send reminders to them, go on dates or plan something out. The couples through app. So it will be setting reminders like go on date or doing couple activities or hang out with other couples or understand or have deeper, meaningful conversations. Sometimes people know they should be having deeper conversations, but they do not know what to ask questions to their partner. So the app will also suggest a couple of questions that you can ask, like kind of couple therapy but through app. Like it will help them to improve their relationship further. So like it will also be improvement individually and also as a couple they will be developing along the relationship. So yeah, so that's it. Thank you so much for your patience.
I'm actually more interested in the idea of keeping up the relationship once the two sort of like each other. They're in a neutral state with each other, but is afraid. Both of them are afraid to initiate and to continue on and date one another. Can you give examples of how we incentivize that mutual approach
We were talking about before the first date or after?
after the first date?
After the first date?
Yes. So like a lot of applications, I find that like the monetization model is all about meeting more people. The best ways to spend money in dating apps is you spend money to try to meet as many people as you can. Versus our focus would be our monetization is to try to build on those relationships. So to give you more options to facilitate and try to build a deeper relationship.
And that's a great question actually, because after first date, the app can keep a track. Okay, did you meet guys, because they must be planning, okay, the app will be tracking everything. So you have everything planned. Did you meet, like how was it? Was it good? That kind of tracking will be done. And the app, as I said, they can send reminders. First meeting is done. When are you planning for the second date? Okay, that can, after first date, they can follow up questions like, okay, what happened in the second date? Are you up for second date after this dating conversation? And since AI is a predominant feature, so AI can track their conversation and also, like, it's not that there will be multiple matches, there will be multiple chats. So AI can track the thing with whom they're chatting. Okay, according to that conversation, they can follow it. So if we would like to include AI as something like scenario.
There's many dating apps out there. How are you guys going to differentiate?
So I guess the other
Go to slide 4.
most of the apps do not suggest how to kickstart the conversation or plan or curate the proper itinerary of the day. So most of the apps do not do that. So we are focusing on majorly features. One is initiating. Introverts who cannot initiate or plan a date, or not everyone is equipped with the idea of planning a romantic date or proper date. So they are not equipped with that idea. So that is, and not everyone is also equipped with kickstarting a conversation with a pickup line. Okay. So this app will also suggest them like have a witty conversation. It is a way for them also to reuse it. They can use the pickup line with other matches. So it will be a learning experience also. So other apps I don't think I'm sure that they do not.
Because we did the competitor analysis as well.
Yeah.
And then the research said, for example, Bumble, they actually have the prompt how to initiate a conversation, but sometimes it doesn't go anywhere because you still have to wait the other person to answer you back. Otherwise, your match is going to be disappeared in 24 hours. Sometimes it doesn't work with everyone because that application is for the girl have to go for the first move, like to move first. But sometimes it's not going to work that way anyway. And then for the other apps, like for example, Hinge, they do have the follow-up questions, but most of the time they just focus on to match people, but they don't actually focus on like how to improve the conversation, how to improve the relationship when you get scored after date, after the first date.
Bumble also has prompts, but it's big prompts. Like, hi, how are you? Hello, how are you doing? The basic prompts that, without prompts also we can do that. Okay, that would the basic question that would prompt. My mind would prompt like that. I would not need Bumble to prompt me. This app will learn what the profile. Like for example, I love this. So one can start a conversation with that food, something related to the profile, those preferences. It can personalize the message.
And I guess I was also asking more in terms of how do you market this thing? Like, will it be on like Google AdWords, on like, the Apple Store, would it be, or have you guys looked into how like when Tinder, Bumble, Tinder started, how they started this?
That'd be something to research, the actual marketing strategy. To be honest.
We can market, we can
Definitely
take
gotta
some
figure that out.
couple of samples among whoever accessible, like whoever reachable, like so that we can take direct response from them, what they are going through. After, like for example, 50 people I know, I can ask them to just use it for a few days, let's see what your actual genuine responses are. And after that, accordingly, we can continue adding or enhancing the existing
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I think Michael.
Michael,
yeah.
Oh.
Michael, maybe, yeah.
He just stopped raising hands.
No. You guys covered my question a little bit, but yeah, I was gonna build off of Roshan's point. I think for dating apps, you need like a critical mass of users. So because people want to be on the platform where there's the most people, or the most popular, where everyone else is, right? Like, I don't know how you create that, but I was just gonna ask like how you guys plan on creating that. You're 50 people, I guess, answered a little, but yeah, how do you plan on building that critical mass?
How to create that 50 people?
Or like not 50 people, like how do you create that big mass to get people to actually want to join the market, join the app organically?
I think the app would have to be for everyone. We would just have to offer more features and I guess better conversion rates.
Then you really
I-
market attribution.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? So, basically, in terms of the advice that you're giving, especially in the conversation, I think there's a lot of research into the psychology professors as well that are doing research of, okay, how you can be actually successful. And that there's a whole research field in terms of that. Even if you will go to YouTube, there'll be certain people, some of them will be one of the most famous psychology professors, especially psychology professors who uses YouTube, and he explains to you the interesting, no, I cannot do it. Whatever, how to actually implement some of the more successful things. The thing is, what they do, they actually also collect data, and they do it also basically using the statistical way of like how it works and like how successful it could be. What just stops me just going to those researchers and see, okay, well, what is actually more successful? Because in a relationship, most of the times, the situation is not what matters. It matters actually much more in general what person you are. Because let's be completely honest, the much more of a factor, much more of a variable is the person that you are and your specific qualities and your specific qualities and who you are. That matters significantly more than how you respond to the situation. Most of the times to start a certain conversation, we just start, hey, what's up? I think that's actually the most successful way to do that. Otherwise, like, it just depends on you. Yeah, so I just want to see it.
I would not say successful, but I would say that's the most frequently used word. But yes, that's the, our focus is how to make the conversation more engaging. If one is sending WhatsApp to like 10 matches, so it is sometimes like 1 to people respond to that, and sometimes, yeah, exactly. 1 to people respond to that, and how to make a very interesting, impactful conversation that is the option.
I think I actually pretty much already my question.
Yeah.
It's because I know people who are in that field, and it's not like they're in psychology. They say what matters more is there are lots of people who actually go into the internet and they look into, okay, what's the best line to start a conversation with a girl? What's the best, joke that I can make?
Yeah.
And there's a statistical evidence that this is actually not very efficient. This is not that much of a variable. It specifically goes to the person, right? It much more specifically goes to the person itself is significantly more variable, and it depends on the person how he's successful will be. Like how you will elaborate that, because probably what you will see in your data when you're analyzing, you'll see such a huge variance. Because that's what we see from the papers data, that there's such a huge variance because some people who use this line are successful, some people who use this line are not successful. And
So in summary, the line initiate.
I think for the whole app, I think one big part will be like the AI models in the app. It can utilize different characteristics. Like it could be job, it could be height, it could be whatever. So if you take one guy, say he's 5 foot tall, and they take all the pool for the 5 guys, and they might have other similar characteristics, and then they use that, so they can use the data from the cases where it worked out, like maybe initiating a conversation or certain data points that prolonged or got replies using that tool.
Love their hand raises. What's up?
Supplement on the questions of how to achieve the critical mass. Have you guys thought of having offline event since this year people have people that they want to sign on this question?
Yeah, I think like dating apps in general, you generally focus on one location. So if you're using it, you only care about one different area. So you make your launch events, then try to launch the app in a regional way to build out a user base.
Because it would be fun, like, I'm quite surprised at not many offline dating event dating apps. I wonder why.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, I know Bumble did brand ambassadors on college campuses. And that was like,
They did?
To
Not
onboard.
event.
Yeah, but not for events.
I wonder why.
Two things I was gonna say. I really love the fact that you guys were like trying to initiate dates, because that's one thing a lot of people are really looking forward to when they go on dating apps in the first place. That you want to have a conversation with the goal is get face to face with a person to really judge the character and the person and who they are. So I love that you guys incorporated trying to get there as a goal. Second thing I was gonna say was also really love the group idea that I saw at the end somewhere. Bringing people together is like a room and trying to, it goes back to the offline events kind of thing where it's like more of getting, and that can also relate back to bootstrapping the network. It's like, how do you get more people who have similar interests in the same room to kind of date each other? I think
That's a good point. You could really very much use sort of speed dating event while launching it. When you think about it, if you did want to get your market penetration, it's a possibility. I don't know. We just listed that as a next step.
Yeah, speed dating or organizing meetups like group meetups in a